Hey, good evening, good evening. This is Pastor Mark. I am presenting you Brothers on the Block, presented to you by Victory Baptist Church, a place where you matter. With me today in this new year, 2021, better than 2020. We already gonna put it out there. In 2021, I got with me Jason Maryland from Detroit, but a Ravens fan. He in the playoffs. I got with you AJ Banks from the Gritty Grove, but now residing in that Las Colinas. But you know what? He at the house with me. He a Cowboy fan. And then we got Jermaine Nation still residing in the Grove and the hater of all haters. Bandwagon till you die. Brother from the Grove is here with us. And we were just talking. I want to throw that out as a topic. I want to thank our producer, Kelly Morrell, who has helped to guide and shepherd us on each show that we've had since we've started. So I want to thank her. Now, we started a topic actually that's not on our list, but it was starting to get there. Last night, the Philadelphia Eagles played the Washington team, the football team. On the line were the Giants. On the line was the Giants' ability to make the playoffs. Philadelphia's coach decided in the fourth quarter, when they were barely losing, to pull the first string, and you can even say the second string quarterback, Jalen Hurts, not put in Wentz, but put on the third string quarterback like it was a preseason game. And you know what happened thereafter. The Eagles lost. The Giants is at home with us, the Cowboys, and the Washington football team made to the playoffs. Brothers, is there anything wrong with what Philadelphia did last night?
Yeah, go ahead and take that one first.
For one, you don't let nobody on your field celebrate your division. That's just number one thing. And then two, just for the fact it was like, at least see what Hurts could do. Let the dude play out. If it guys get in, they get in. Like, what was the reason? It was just like it just completely didn't make sense. I think man, he should be on for that, man.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with AJ. They should have left Hurts in because I think, going into even next season, I think he's going to be the number one quarterback. So just, let it play out and let's see what we can get out of him, in this game. So I just think that it was just, bad taste all around for them to throw the game like that.
Yeah. I mean, when the announcers start kind of getting you ready for the sham that's about to happen, I completely became disgusted with everything I was seeing, because the announcer said as they were going to a commercial break, I think this either midway through the fourth or the start of the fourth, it was like, well, I see so and so on the sideline getting warmed up. I don't know what that means, but we'll see. And then they went to commercial and they come back. Kickoff happens or whatever, and it's like, yep. So and so's in the game, and then it was like dead silence for like the first play or so, and it was like, yeah, well, and then they kind of gave you his backstory. He's been in the league since 2017, but he got injured, and he's just not made his way back, and he hasn't thrown an NFL pass yet, as far as like in the game, but they want to see what they got. I'm like, now is not the time to see what you got. Hurst got 2 rushing touchdowns. He's been moving the ball, but But then they
Right.
start making those questionable calls. Oh man, But matter of fact, it started right before that. The fourth and 2 when they were on like the 5-yard line, easy field goal to tie the game up. Oh, we gonna go for it, but we're gonna
Yeah.
put Cody Clement in the game instead of Scott or Sam. I mean, yeah, Boston Scott been pounding the ball all game. We gonna put Cody Clement in the game and have him try to punch it up the middle since he's 5'6". He gets stuffed, and it's like, oh man, well the Eagles like to go by analytics, and by the numbers, it was a 5% chance they could have scored, so they went with it. I'm like, are you serious? So this time, and sorry for the long-winded example, but they were showing the Giants on Twitter. All the Giants were like, like Darius Slayton. He was like, come on, you know what I'm saying? He's like, hey, Hurst is balling. I'm already preparing for next Saturday. I see y'all at 8:00. They just scrolling down the tweets. Then once he got took out, you could just see all the Giants players coming in like, bruh, are you serious? WTF? Blah blah blah. Like it was just ding ding ding, and the whole internet was in an uproar. Hurst wasn't hurt. He wasn't playing bad, but both announcers are now on the same page of, oh yeah, it's a good time to try him out in the spot. And this guy, outside of maybe a third and long, or maybe a fourth and long, where they went for it, and they ended up getting the first down. That's like right in the last 30 seconds of the game. Where I'm like, okay, well maybe it's gonna play out where he kind of throw one down the field and they catch one. Nope, this dude hiked the ball from the shotgun and rolled out wide to the left or right to throw the ball away pretty much for 3.5 minutes. 3.5 minutes. Move the ball one time. And, the camera zooming in on Hurts, and he kind of got the look like WTF, but, he always got that, to me, he got that paint on smile. That smile that just never leave your face. It's a bad day. It's always like a little smirk. It's just like, same smirk he had when he got benched for Tua. It's just, he couldn't do nothing but just try to keep a straight face. But nah, man, it just rubbed me the wrong way. I felt some type of way about watching that unfold, because the announcers weren't initially on. They were questioning it. And then once they came back from commercial, they was all applauding it and pumping it up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, here's his backstory, man. This kid, who cares about, I mean, no knock against old boy, but who cares about, he's been in the league since 2017 and got hurt. And I want to see, at that point, I wanted to see the Eagles do their thing. It was set up.
Right.
They didn't move the ball now once since he came in.
So can I say on your own field, man?
I'm just going to play devil's advocate. First of all, if the Cowboys had won yesterday, and that's a whole different conversation, I would have been hot, right? But the Cowboys didn't win. So, really, whatever happens, I don't care, because I'm already salty. Now, I feel like the Eagles made a business decision. They said, look, we win the game. When we get out of this, the Giants get to go. The Giants not going to give us the money, but we're going to lose a good draft pick, and we need people. We're struggling out here.
They all need people.
They all do, but look what the Cowboys had the number 4 pick before they want to get on their little winning streak, and now, boom, now we got the number 10 pick. I say devil's advocate, I mean in the most general term. But what I'm saying is the Eagles now have the number 6 pick. They can have a good pick out of this. They need a lot. They trade some pieces, whatever. They could have ended up just like us with the Cowboys, like the Giants. Giants now have the number 11th pick. So they would have fallen further down if they had won. And what do you really get out of it? That's all.
They say even if they would have won, they would have had an 8-round pick if they would have won. I mean, 8 pick, 8 or 9 pick. I guess two possibly.
When you want to have the 6th, but when you want to have the 6th pick, my thing is, what do you gain out of winning if you're the Eagles? First of all, NBC should never put out prime time. Like, come on, y'all was wrong for that. Y'all knew what could have happened. This team been pumping out all year. I'm just saying, the Eagles have been pumping out the whole year.
The Eagles they look good for 3 quarters. Yes, they look good for 3 quarters yesterday. Defense was out.
But that's how bad Washington is. Washington has one good player. That's Chase Young is a beast.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I think
Nobody
they get
want him
Scary
to come
Terry.
in. Look, I'm just saying because they didn't win last week. They didn't win. They didn't win the week before. Washington won last night. Washington is not a good team, and they're gonna get blowed out. The
Yeah,
Bills
the
gonna
Bucks.
fall off against the
Yeah.
Buccaneers.
Yeah, they got to run to the Bucks Saturday.
But what the Eagles going to gain by winning? Are we feel good, man? Forget that. It's business.
Hey,
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna tell you right now, man, that the Washington gonna send them Bucks on home.
Oh, we gonna get to
What?
the predictions. I will
Yeah.
not. Okay, we don't know. Let's just jump into it. We'll come.
You really
We'll
think?
cover that.
I don't know. I don't know,
We'll
but I don't think so.
we'll come. We're gonna reorder shuffle. So since we talked about that and it affected the NFL playoffs, let's get into the predictions. It's real time. So you're saying the Washington football team, the nameless team that had it cut, the quarterback that liked to go to the club with his girlfriend, they're gonna win? They're gonna beat the Buccaneers?
See, there were two narratives being played out yesterday, and the other narrative was the Alex Smith story. So, they also gave you all that just because you kind of knew the game was meaningless. So in games like this, when they start taking extra time to give you more information that has nothing to do really with what's going on, like plays are being played in the background, they're still giving you all this background. So that kind of set it up for next week. He's had 17 surgeries. He's got a great family. He had to sit down with his wife and decide, whether I was coming back to play or not. He's already got plenty of money. They gave you all that, So you going into next week thinking about, this scrappy, Washington team that came out of nowhere this year with the stellar defense and all that. So if it happened, it's set up to be, the underdog versus the big dog. But I don't know. Not technically speaking, the Buccaneers should walk these dogs and get on up out of there, as the victors. But I kind of like how they spinning this setup, man. So I'm gonna take the the under on Washington.
Right. I thank you, Anthony. The NFL got storyline like the WWF for real. I mean, come on. I feel you. I feel you, Jason. But at the end of the day, they should have not even won last night. They should have been on a 3-week losing streak. And I'm not gonna put out all that on Dwayne Haskins. I mean, he was horrible. He may never get a job back in the NFL unless it's the ticket booth. But for the rest of the Washington team, Chase Young has done his thing. We got options for him. But Chase Young has done his thing. But the rest of the team, I mean, they got Juan Rivera. Man, I'm glad he overcame. We got Alex Smith. But I'm saying, but look, the Buccaneers, the GOAT, that dude, he gonna show out. He is not gonna let nothing. They're gonna get blowed out. Unless Chase Young, that's what I'm saying. Unless Chase Young dominates that game. And that's it.
I mean, but Brady gonna have to get rid of that
And
ball.
that can happen.
He gonna have to get rid of that ball. I mean, Washington defense ain't no slouch on in either direction. So, but yeah, firepower. They definitely can't match the offensive power that Buccaneers have. But if they can keep the game slow enough, then the Buccaneers defense is horrible. The secondary is horrible. So as long as Alex Smith get time to find Scary Terry once or twice, the game could be a little more closer than we think. But that's if the defense can keep it close. But I'm gonna just touch on the rest of them real quick. Since I got the floor with this wild card round, I'm gonna start it first and say that I'm kind of concerned with my Ravens getting slotted up against one of the hottest teams from this past weekend. They got to go against the Titans. With Derrick Henry breaking all type of records, man, and putting on. I mean, the whole team put on a clinic this past weekend. I can't say that I've seen football, like where everybody was dominating. Like they couldn't do no wrong from a Titans perspective. But I still want my Ravens to pull that one out. I think the Bills is gonna walk the Colts because the Colts got a storyline for Carson Wentz to take over.
Stay right there for 1 sec. So does everybody agree Baltimore gonna win that?
Yeah.
Nah, I think Tennessee gonna get them.
Okay.
Because like I said,
And you too, Jermaine?
it's just that
I mean,
run game, man. Derrick Henry.
yeah, I mean, I think in order for Tennessee to win, I think Henry's going to have a really
Yeah,
good game, which I mean he's capable of. But I think I still like the Ravens overall in that game.
yeah. Because you're right. It's on him. The only way it's gonna
I'm gonna
happen
put the
is
Ravens.
if Henry have a good game, then they can do it. But if not, then nah, yeah, the Baltimore will take it.
because the Ravens
I'm
look
gonna
good.
pull for Baltimore. And then I'm saying if Baltimore doesn't pull it out, I think we need to talk about a new coach. I know we won't talk about it, but I'm just saying.
I
That's
would.
true. I mean the way you've been getting coaches fired. I mean, I don't.
Right. I mean, if that's the case, both
I'm
both
trying
of, both of the Harbaugh brothers are going to be looking for a job this offseason.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Michigan needs to do that.
I'm about to
That's
say,
real. Stop hiring that.
what's the odds that my NFL football team and the White's alma mater, we both got two brothers, Harbaughs.
and they both
Look, y'all
wind up
better,
needing a job. That'd be crazy.
y'all
But
better see y'all got some openings at St. Philip's Athletic Department for them because if they don't win,
Say Phillips.
Baltimore don't win, he needs to go. Just
I
saying.
agree.
But I
they're
think Baltimore will pull that out.
going
From
to have
last year,
two Destiny luncheons this year. But
Go to the
let's do Browns and Steelers because that look like that's gonna be a little closer than it should be too.
I'm gonna go with Browns in that one.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna go with Steelers.
I'm gonna go with the Steelers on that one as well. I don't like the Browns secondary.
this is what I'm saying. I'm going with the Steelers because the Browns struggled against the Steelers second team.
Right.
It wasn't Ben Roethlisberger went up in there. That was Mason Rudolph, who you didn't throw in the helmet at the last time. So the Steelers.
I don't like Baker, but I think Baker's gonna have a good game.
I think Mike Tomlin, by the coach, he about to put a clinic on and show you what defense. And Baker's gonna get frustrated. And that it's a wonderful that it made the playoffs.
Steelers are up and down. Steelers are up and down, man. I just don't know. I just don't know no more about them.
I feel you though. I don't like how they looking, but I think they're gonna put that on them.
It's now it's no other team that's got three rock solid, actually four rock solid receivers. You got the Bucks, but we talking four young guys with talent and speed. Ben got a plethora of options to go to between Juju and Washington and what was that Claypool, and I forget the other guy.
Claypool.
Yeah.
But it's four of them but that's all Ben do because he can't move, so they had to pump him up with weapons. He just sit back and go through them quick progressions. But anywho, I think the Bears is going to upset the Saints because Saints is hurt. Michael Thomas done. It's going to have to be the Kamara show because Saquon Smith ain't going to win it. Kamara going to have another studded performance, and I hate Mitch Trubisky, but Montgomery and Allen Robinson have been looking amazing the past 4 or 5 games. So Drew gonna have to find a way to throw it more than 20 yards on this game because the Bears defense is pretty tough.
Yeah. And Trubisky playing for something. You remember he's under contract, or even if they let him go, he don't want to become an Anderson. Become a starter and then go back up something. So the guy, I think he's gonna put it all on the line because he got a lot to lose right now. Because
I think I'm gonna go with the Saints on this one, and I say that if the Saints don't win, I think that Drew Brees needs to just go ahead and hang it up. Yeah. I think after this, I think if they don't win, it's just like, hey, you had a great career, you won a Super Bowl, you're definitely, you know what I'm saying, first ballot Hall of Fame. Just go ahead and hang it up.
Aren't your people from
I think
Louisiana?
regardless.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna support your people. You gonna say
Yeah.
go to retire.
Yeah,
You
I
telling
think
him
whether he win or lose, I think this should be.
look.
I mean, he's getting hurt a lot, man.
Right.
It's like,
Don't
man,
do too much.
Drew's still
Y'all,
good, but he's just getting hurt too much. It's just like Tony Romo was still good, but he hurt too much.
no, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Hey, look, don't talk about Tony Romo, man. We got brother Anthony watching, man. It's big Tony Romo fan.
I just said he's the best announcer. Color commentary. Love Tony doing that. Love him. I listen to him all day. Quarterback. It was a lot that was not pastoral coming out sometimes.
Tony still had a lot to offer, but we ain't on him right now, though. I mean, but he still had a lot left, and like Drew have a lot left, but he's constantly getting hurt. So I just think right now you just hang it up, because I mean,
because Michael Thompson's coming back for this game, right?
I thought he was done.
He done. They said I thought he was set down for the season.
Yeah. So I thought it was a season, but then it was going to try to bring him back for the playoffs. I'm not sure. Y'all probably right.
I have to go back and look at that one.
But regardless, I'm going to put. It's going to be in New Orleans. I'm going to be pulling for the Who Dat, and I think Drew going to give you a nice surprise. The Bears are going to play, but
that's true.
Anthony's throwing stuff out here.
Wow.
Look, Don Meredith and a couple other people might say something different. But at the end of the day, when it came to Tony Romo, when it came to playoffs, he couldn't handle no snaps, field goals, nothing. The dude was straight garbage. So you
and he playing. They bringing him back.
Oh, you play? Okay. So this one
he was in the lineup.
I think the Nagy is not a good coach. I mean, he's good. He's all right. But you got to do it across the way that can still coach. And he's gonna coach that thing up and he's gonna pull that out. That's gonna be a coaching battle. And the Saints are not gonna get messed over, not this time. They know this is Drew last time. They've been too close. I think they're gonna get that one out.
So they can turn over the quarterback spot to Taysom Hill.
And you talking about a coach? You talking about a coach that may need a job next year? If they don't win, Sean Payton may need a job.
Sean Payton.
If he constantly can't get the Saints back over that hump, he may need a job too.
But the half the team was hurt this season.
And then one season they got messed up by the refs. I mean, clearly. Then was that miracle in Minnesota. I mean, Sean Payton. New Orleans was horrible.
But they made a lot of mistakes in those games too, though. A lot of coaches. I don't want the man fired.
Okay. Well, he could get fired and come to Cowboys. I love it. But let me just say, don't be surprised. Wentz is going to be on the move. There's going to be a lot of teams with patience. And if I'm in the Saints, I'm looking at Wentz. Because remember, Drew Brees was a throwaway. They threw him away from the Chargers. Then he didn't pass that medical with Miami. Then he came to the Saints.
See, so Wentz, that's the narrative going into this next one of Colts versus Bills, because they also were talking about that during the Philly game, saying, the coach that used to coach Wentz is now over at the Colts, and with quarterback, the quarterback for the Colts, I think his name now. We just talking about him.
Brother. I know you. Come on, young man, AJ, give us the name.
Coach quarterback.
Phillip Rivers?
Yes, Rivers. Yeah.
I thought y'all said quarterback.
He on his way out. And I think that's probably going to be the best game of next weekend, just because you got two great defenses, and you got offenses that, I mean, both of them teams have moved the ball on everybody without issue, regardless of defensive ranking, best players. They've moved the ball, and as funny as Phillip Rivers looks trying to get the ball off his hand, he has been putting the ball on the money. Him and T.Y. finally connected now here on the back half of the season. I mean, it's tough to call, but I want to give it to the Bills, because Stephon Diggs has been a man possessed these past couple weeks. With Pastor Mark quoted a couple weeks ago. That's why y'all pay me the big money. That's Stephon Diggs line. But yeah, I want to give it to the coach, but I think the Bills is going to edge them out. Just in the final minutes. That should probably be the game of the weekend. And then Philip can take his retirement party, and they can go ahead and bring in Carson Wentz, on the trade or something.
Yeah.
Nah. I do believe Carson Wentz gonna wind up finding his way in Indianapolis with the Colts, but I think the Colts gonna win there. Colts are actually my AFC favorites, honestly, to get there.
Get where?
And like the reason why.
Wait, to get where?
Take the AFC. And the reason why I say this, a lot of people have slept on Phillip Rivers his whole career. And like Jason just said, him and T.Y. they clicking. He's clicking with
Taylor.
I can't think of that dude now, right? Is it Taylor?
Taylor.
Yeah. So yeah. So I mean, he's hitting these guys, and they don't look bad. They really do not look bad. And I just think Phillip Rivers is gonna run the table in the AFC.
I don't think they look bad. I think it's because you can have good players in bad situations all the time. Mm-hmm. And Phillip Rivers may have been one of those poster child. If I could have got to a better team, I could have won the Super Bowl.
I think this is better team.
Right.
Like I think this the team. What?
But Josh Allen ain't no joke.
And that's what I was gonna say next. Josh Allen may not be a joke, but Josh Allen don't know playoff ball.
And
I think he gonna snap under pressure. I think he's gonna snap under pressure in the playoffs. I give him Nate, but this year I don't think he's gonna make it out the wild card.
Well, we had a question on there. Does the coach make the players, or do the players make the coach? I think NFL football is different than NBA, right? I think it's about in the NFL. We can clearly tell. I think Belichick is a combo, right? Like if you have a good player and a culture that coach brings about, you're gonna be winning. You're gonna win. But you still gotta have good players. The coach cannot play scrubs anywhere, right?
Right.
So I'm going back. So who you got, Jermaine? Is it the Bills or the Colts?
I like the Bills. I think the Bills just have a few more weapons than the Colts. I like what Beasley has been doing. Definitely, the quarterback. For the Bills. So I take I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but I think the Bills will definitely win by at least a touchdown.
Yeah, but I do agree with Jason. I think it's going to be the game of the weekend to watch. I really do think that. So, who else is up next, Jason?
Let's see. The last one would be the Rams versus the Seahawks. And to be honest, to be honest, they the same team, man. They the same team playing each other. A quarterback who can launch the ball, who can scramble a bit. Two stout receivers on both ends of the field. Kupp and Woods, Metcalf and AJ's favorite player. What's the speedster for Seahawks? Lockett. AJ's favorite player, Lockett. You know what I'm saying? Because he dogged him out so bad a couple weeks ago. So, but it's going to come down to who played a better defense. Because I think they're going to be gunslinging all game.
Right.
But can we say this? Do y'all remember it was the LA Rams that lost to the Jets? I mean, y'all just tell me what team is going to show up.
But the Jets got better. The Jets defense is better than the Seahawks.
Man. That's what on paper. Like you said, they mirror each other on offense, but defense. Clearly, the Rams had a better defense. And that's what's going to decide that game.
Jared Goff chokes under pressure.
Then that may be true as well. I mean, but the better defense. So if what I'm saying, Russell get the Aaron one out. It could be a couple costly interceptions in this game. Same thing. I mean, it's on both sides. It's all about who makes less mistakes. I mean, that's any game, but this game I think is going to come down to that one mistake that ultimately seals the deal. You know what I'm saying, for that team.
Mhm.
I don't disagree. I know AJ already hating on Russell Wilson.
I'm not hating. I'm just saying that Rams defense, they're gonna have a time with that boy. Watch what I tell you.
See,
Dorna and Jalen Ramsey and all them boys. You don't think all them boys gonna have a man?
Okay. Russell
He's gonna be running for his life all night.
He been doing that for many years now. That ain't nothing new for him. And they played the Rams. They played the Rams this year. They beat these people.
These playoff Rams.
Playoff Rams.
Aaron Donald at 100%. Jalen Ramsey at 100%. It's gonna be nice.
Jared Goff is gonna choke.
It's gonna be nice.
He gonna choke like he did in New York. He gonna choke like he did in New York. He gonna choke like he did in that Super Bowl, where they couldn't score nothing in the Super Bowl. You've been rolling. He hasn't been the same since the Super Bowl. Bill Belichick put some voodoo or something on his head because he has not been the same since the Super Bowl. This brother stuff.
Hey, okay.
I'm just saying the big game. Game, he's been struggling.
Gonna be a lot to talk about Monday. Gonna be a lot Monday to talk about.
It's gonna be 1,000 yards of pass in this game between these two teams, man.
Easily.
It is, unless I think Jared Goff has not improved since that Super Bowl run, and that's
they ain't gonna need him.
That's all I'm saying. I do agree. LA has a great defense, but I think Jared Goff is costly.
Yeah. I would even say that if Seattle doesn't get deep off into the playoffs, I think that they have to take a look at Pete Carroll. I'm not saying he's the total, reason why they're not getting over the hump, but I think that they have to really look at that, because it's just like season after season, like this was supposed to be, Russell Wilson's MVP season. He started off like, okay, he's going to be the MVP, and then just, now he's not even in the race for it. And I think that in order for them to get over that hump, you gotta look at the coach.
But don't every year he start off like he's gonna be an MVP and just go.
Come on.
Every year.
You open that door, there he come. And every year he started like this.
Y'all talking about somebody that don't show up in the playoffs no. He don't show up. None of he don't got that legend boom back there. He don't show up in the playoffs, but we'll see.
Monday. But I know it's not just Monday. I know on Sunday when we're all talking through text, it's already going to start happening. So we're going to see either way. I'm glad we're not talking about LeBron, but that's the second most hated person is Russell Wilson. So we all got our picks. I'm gonna go with Seattle on that one. So we all got our picks. Everybody, y'all remember that. Y'all know what we got going. So we'll see who come ahead on that. So that was on that. So let me ask y'all. We're in the new year. Do y'all have any New Year's resolutions? Any New Year's goal for yourself in this year? And audience, y'all, come on, y'all chime in and tell us what is your New Year's goal or resolution?
Like I was saying earlier, mine is just to eat better and just work out more, just to be more physically active. That's my goal, my resolution that I'm shooting for.
That's good.
I think for me, I want to lose at least about 30 pounds. Okay. So eat right, exercise, get closer to God, get a better prayer life, and then just really figure out like what I want to go back to school for. Okay.
The professor.
You want me to follow that?
Right, you know what I'm saying? He hit you right. He said, I want to improve my life. I want to get closer to God. I want to get better education. That right there. A brother say that, it's like, oh my God. You had a baby church. That's Jesus. How you do it, man?
I might have to just type mine in the chat, man.
That's why I went first.
You know what I'm saying? See, because if he had just said his health, you're like, okay, that's good. So like, hey, he gonna put God on top of it, then he put education, knock it out. Like, well,
I'm glad I did go first.
I just want to get the voice out of my head. You know, like what am I gonna say?
If that's the case, I'm gonna go ahead and go before you go. So I say what Jermaine said minus the finishing school part, right? And then I'm gonna add to that and say helping the wife help the family eat better as a household, and holding myself accountable for a lot of the dreams and aspirations that I set out on to accomplish in 2020 that may have fell by the wayside. You know, at the end of the day, the plans you have on paper to accomplish and do all your resolutions and affirmations and stuff like that is nothing but dreams if, you know, there's not a plan in action and stuff is moving. So you got to be able to eat, you know, eat your own, what they say, eat your own dog food. I'm talking it, so I got to be living it too. So there's a lot of things that I need to hold myself accountable for behind the scenes.
Now, see, now why do I want to go behind you? I don't want to, as you said, you don't want to go behind Jermaine. I should start this off myself. I should start so see, Jermaine, then
Really record this.
And you want to do that. No, I just want to do that. I want to be a better father, a husband. I'm like, come on, man.
Come on, LL, hit him off, man.
You know, I'm just trying to do I'm just trying to, and it was a Denzel tear coming. Like, come on, man, don't do that. I can't say nothing. Like, I just don't want to drink no more. That's all I can. No. So mine is like AJ. I like my first is simple. I want to get healthier. That is a major component because I'm going to be honest. I'm going to share with the show. I have diabetes. I have high blood pressure. That's why I'm definitely scared of some COVID-19. I'm like, that thing come for me, I might not come back out because we know what the statistics shows, right? But I need to be healthy because it affects your mind, your body, and all of that, right? So I'm signed up for a program, 45-day transformation. There's a lot of stuff going with that, but it's to start off the new year. The rapper Lecrae is a part of this deal. So, you know, we'll see what happens, but trying to get healthier. Trying to get healthier, Denzel. Trying to get healthier so that my kids, I'm trying to do Jason now, so my kids can see that we all can do it. And also my church. Now here I go. Now my church can see that we all can do it. Because we know we have things in our community that high blood pressure, heart disease, the #1 killer in our community. And so, you know, this is the time. We got there a lot further last time. I really was focused on it and really focused on it this time. So I just love that we're all on this healthy journey. We keep one another accountable. We see one another at the McDonald's. We say, hey, man, you need to leave. And I'll leave too.
All right.
So
they got that 2 for $6 going on. It's kind of harsh.
you know what helped me with McDonald's just recently? I said, "Ooh, let me have to make a rib bag." Oh, now I said, "This thing is nasty."
Find that picture.
It's gross. I like this is not what I remember as a kid. This is so disgusting. So we're gonna be going to some new things right there. So we got resolutions in check. Y'all keep us accountable. Y'all keep us accountable. And since we're all trying to get healthier, so let's try to a month from now we'll talk about how much we lost. Right? We'll give all ourselves to the first Monday in February, and we'll see. We want to tell how much we lost. We'll be honest and tell how much we lost. That sound good?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, JJ.
Since you mentioned that McRib, man, it was something on the new last month. McRib frozen,
Eesh.
still the same shape. So there is no, you know, it's not pressed down on the grill, to make it look like that. There is no Foreman grill in the back pressing them out. This thing come in blocks to get snapped off and then warmed up.
Look,
And why Buddy touching it with his hand?
Right. No gloves.
No gloves.
But yeah, me and the wife also did. We tried them. I think about a month ago when they first came back, and they were terrible.
Terrible.
I mean, was like, they used to be good, but
right, it was so horrible. I'm like, oh, this is gross.
Yeah.
So like water.
I know why.
So I need to ask y'all. We got 10 minutes left in the show. I need to ask you all a question. What happened to Dwayne Haskins? But y'all don't know. This was the Washington football team's starting quarterback these last couple of weeks before he got cut this last week. He was their draft pick a year ago, picked number 15 in the NFL draft, first round. That's a high number. Ohio State product, coming out of Maryland. He starts the beginning of the year as a starter, lost his job, became a starter again after some injuries, and not just lost his job, but lost his job. He in the streets now. Like the unemployment, waiting for his Trump check too. So what happened?
I can't tell you what happened, but I can tell you something that I saw the other day where it said Dwayne Haskins gets Jamarcus Russell off the hook. I spit my coffee out laughing at this. With Jamarcus Russell being the quote unquote biggest bust ever.
Right.
So to even mention them two in the same sentence is such a disgrace, like wow, like did I stink it up that bad to where you got to mention me along with Jamarcus? I wasn't even out, I wasn't even on the field 60 pounds overweight, at the club, what I'm saying, blowing money the night, night before a game at 5 a.m. I'm actually working out here trying to do my thing, and I get let go. I get let go before the season is out.
For the season now.
Like, you can't even bench me? Nah, they let him go and then brought in somebody else. But yeah, I don't know. But they did say he's already started his campaign on, meeting with other teams. I don't know who, but he gonna.
Right. I didn't want to say, and his agent and him have said to have parted ways. I think his agent let him go, but his agent is the same agent that signed the deal for Deshaun in Houston, for Jalen Ramsey in LA. He had one of the top agents in the NFL.
Yeah, and I think the thing was just to back on what Jason was saying. Yeah, they said his work ethic was terrible. He wouldn't want to follow diet, just a simple, eating habits. So I think you can be mentioned with DeMarcus Russell because you've seen how that happened over years with him. It started off gaining a little 5'10" waist there, then so on. He out there just a big blob, and it just looked like Haskins was going that same way. I mean, especially when you can't, just simple follow. It's telling you to eat or, just act like you care about this position or not. So
he gonna find his way back on the team. I mean, he's too athletically talented. He's too young. There's tons of teams who need an athletic quarterback in some sense right now. So I mean, he may not be a starter right away, but he gonna find his way back.
I think he'll back up. I think he'll be a good career backup. I mean,
is it all right to say I really hated Jamarcus Russell because Jamarcus probably shouldn't got drafted that high. He's drinking scissor up and he's doing too much. I really think he's Menzel. Menzel was a great college quarterback. Came in the league, you thought he was going to do better than he was. Not drafted high. Both of them drafted low. Both of them came from somewhat privileged. We told you the best thing since sliced bread. Got to the league, flamed out.
Yeah.
And they're both arrogant problems. I mean, you tell me.
Yeah, so that's why I would put them better with Menzel. That attitude that they had.
Because both of them like the club.
They want to go by their own rules.
I think Johnny got surrounded with the wrong folks once he got, because I mean he wasn't bad right out the gate. I mean, I was a Johnny Football fan, but yeah, you saw him tank as the weeks went on, and just the interviews, like where things you aren't supposed to be saying as well, interviews and stuff just started to really come unravel for him, and then he started paying for it, on the sidelines. Hey, Coach Benston, wow, we're not saying. It wasn't like, it could have been something. It was like something he did, off the field. He getting set out of games for. But regardless, I think Haskins has a better chance than both of them did to turn this around at some point. But to have it happen, where is it at? Where is he? So he was I just saw it. 1-5 in 6 starts. He was 3-10 as a starter in the NFL before his surprise release. I won 3, I lost 10, and I get cut. I get cut and sent my walking papers.
But do you remember one of those games that he won? That he was on the sideline and he was trying to take selfies with fans. They're like, dude, you gotta get in here and finish the game. And they had to actually get the other quarterback. That is not so much the play, but the attitude.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was gonna say, Jason. You're right. I mean, at 3-13, he deserves a first shot, didn't it? So I don't think it was just the football play and things like that. I think it was the attitude, the I want to move my way, attitude that got him cut.
And you got the big dog agent too, so you probably already on cloud now. Like I'm about to get to this money, Hey man, look, hold on one second, your agent, handle him. Okay, yeah, you know what? Yeah, watch this.
Because was this his first year in the league?
Second.
Okay. I think that all new players, I would say maybe like their first 3 years, like should have some type of mentor, a team mentor, someone that's going to drop gems of knowledge, into them and just kind of make sure that they're cool. Because then if not, then you have people like this that, blow that opportunity that so many others, that went undrafted would kill for. And you have this guy who, clearly has talent, but is not doing what he needs to do with his talent because of his attitude. And then I think the whole club thing was just kind of like the icing on the cake. Like, okay, we're gonna have you exit, stage left real quick, and so I think there has to be somebody there to mentor those young people, those young players, because they come out of college and like, okay, I'm the business out of college, but like this is the big boys league. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta come with it, and there's a certain decorum that you have to have if you're gonna play in that league, on and off the field. And he just didn't have it at that point in time.
Could we say I believe he did have a mentor, and that was in Doug Williams, or he tried to be his mentor. Doug Williams, who works for the rest of the Washington team, Doug Williams, who tried to talk to him like, man, you gotta get in this playbook, you gotta do all this stuff. But he still had his dad, and you're also, this is where he's from. I think sometimes it's not good to go home. I think sometimes it's good to go across country, no one knows you, and you gotta kind of work this out. He was at the house. He's from Maryland. So, and that's one of the reasons why Snyder wanted to draft him. Because the whole thing was, the Giants are going to draft him, and everybody said the Giants were horrible because they went with Daniel Jones. Now, I mean, I still don't think Daniel Jones is the second coming. I think he's an all right quarterback. But Haskins now it looks like that was not a good. He probably should have failed some more. And I also think he rushed out of college because he had Fields behind him. And either you're going to stay and fight Fields to be on the field, or you're going to leave and try to go in the NFL. And Fields is a greater talent than Haskins is.
Right.
Yeah. So and that's also one thing we didn't talk about when we talked about the playoffs, about the college game. Thoughts on how that turned out? I'm hurt. My boy Sunshine
right.
didn't pull it out, but Justin Fields. And one thing that I did say about Justin Fields was he's gonna have to go take this trophy in order to be drafted high. Because if you look at the draft boards, they had him low. They had him like 12, 13. I think one of them even had him at 15 and 16. So thankful that he did go and take it, and get that win on this belt, and hopefully we'll knock Alabama out too.
Yeah. First of all, let me say this. I don't even know why Notre Dame showed up to the game against Alabama. I really don't. But I like the matchup between Ohio State and Alabama. I'm not necessarily an Alabama fan, but I don't like Ohio State because they beat Clemson. So I'm going to be a Bama fan for for the championship game. But I think that there are two programs that can really run and gun if they really wanted to. I think I give the athleticism edge to Alabama just a bit more than Ohio State, but I think it's going to come down to who wants some more and who's going to play defense because they can both run and gun with the best of them.
Yeah, they're going to catch that receiver. Where I forgot his name, but Alabama got one of the best receivers in the nation.
Yeah,
So it's
Devontae Smith.
It's going to be tough, but I just hope Justin Fields, at least try to go take it, man. But it's going to be tough stopping Alabama.
That Najee Harris show. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Still Alabama. I'm not allowed to say the other team's name in this household.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna have to go with Alabama on this one. The couch ain't never been a good place to sleep.
Listen, I don't know why you can say that name because the Harbaugh ran y'all program. But
don't say y'all either.
Okay. As a man, it sounds like your wife is the only one loyal to certain Michigan. So, Harbaugh, y'all need to get rid of cancers. Get rid of cancer, and Harbaugh that. Now, can I just go back to this? If Justin Fields wins the NCAA championship, I still hope he does not get picked first. I hope the first pick goes to Sunshine. I think that'd be a good pick. I think the Jets to keep their quarterback. I don't want Justin going to that. I want Justin going to Atlanta Falcons. I think with the right coach, that could be like the second coming.
Yeah.
Well, and maybe that's not right because he's from Georgia. Yeah. Maybe he don't need to go there. But
I think that would be the best fit for him. But he would have to slot to 4, right?
He had to slot to 4, and which is not bad because
it's not bad.
Cincinnati doesn't need a quarterback. The Jets, if Jets were smart, they don't need a quarterback. They need a good coach. They need some protection for them. They got somebody.
Yeah, the Jets. I don't think the Jets gonna take them. They sold on that offensive lineman out of order. I heard they were already making talks.
Dumb things. I'm sorry. I can't.
Trevor Lawrence stats from that game is ridiculous. 33 for 48, 400 yards passing, but he only had 2 touchdowns compared to Justin Fields with 6 touchdowns.
I feel like he didn't have any help. That wasn't the Clemson team from a couple years back, and I think people don't know how great Deshaun was. Deshaun was a straight up winner, and that's all he needs some help in Houston, and Houston can rise to a higher level. Trevor is a great quarterback. Put him in a good situation. And that's why Urban Meyer is being talked about to go to Jacksonville. Think of Urban Meyer and Trevor in Jacksonville. I think that's some problems in the AFC South.
Yeah.
Oh, and he got DJ Shark and Chenault, the younger. Oh, boy.
Right.
He can come out the gate with weapons. Ooh.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Running back Robinson. Oh, that's nice.
Come on. See, that's what I'm saying. Put all that together. That's going to be nice. The Jets, be smart. What you're not going to do that. Be smart. Get your offensive line. Get you a good coach.
Yeah, they supposed to be meeting and talking to him or working them out again. So they look like they're very interested in that offensive lineman. So they may take him.
That's good. And then Cincinnati, they need an offensive lineman because they let Joe Burrow, and they need some more help. The people who came out with the steal is Miami. Miami's going to kill the draft.
I don't pick. Yeah.
They got because Houston, O'Brien destroyed that whole football team. He was such a terrible addition. So that I'm excited. I'm pulling for Ohio State. So Jermaine, you said Alabama, okay?
Yeah, Alabama.
Okay, AJ, you said Ohio State.
Yeah, Ohio State.
You said the silver and scarlet, Jason.
The team that shall remain nameless.
Because I have to wear a Crimson Tide jersey.
So, and let's hope they don't have no COVID. I mean, hope for the playoffs, everything. You saw what happened last week to the Saints. The whole running back. The week before the Browns, all the wide receivers. This stuff right here is just knocking out, and I'm hoping they can hold it together so we can have some good playoffs going forward. So,
right.
Man, fellas, we covered a lot of stuff today. We covered a lot of stuff. And let me ask one last question of y'all. Was it fair for Notre Dame to have been in that playoffs? Should have been Texas A&M?
It should have been A&M.
Should have been A&M.
Y'all answer that quick. I
love that computer.
Yeah, Notre Dame is garbage.
The fact that that Clemson had pulled it out when they played them again, really, they should have just dropped out right then and there.
I mean, I'm not saying A&M would have won against Bama, but I mean, I think they still deserved a better chance than Notre Dame.
Yeah. I mean, Texas A&M gonna be good for a minute though. Jimbo fixed the program around. I think they're gonna get their opportunity.
You know, UT fired their coach right after that football game. Mm-hmm. UT, and they hired a guy from Alabama. So is UT on the way up?
Yes, sir.
Man, they hired that man 5 minutes later. That was already process. You walk one dude, 5 minutes later the tweet is, "Oh, Texas felt they new coach." You're like, what's the coaching search?
My only thing about the UT thing, UT has not figured out since Mac Brown left how to pull this thing back together. Mm-hmm. And they keep picking, to me, the same type of coaches. They hot Charlie Strong. They hot Herman. They hot this guy. And this guy, he had a little alcohol problem. He was offensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons. They started going down, and then he went back home to Alabama. And Alabama's loaded. Alabama's first, second, third string could probably be half the teams in college football. So I don't know how good this guy is, how good a recruiter he is. And Jimbo ain't playing in Texas.
And another thing is, Mac Brown contract is up after this. You could have at North Carolina, you could have pulled him back to Texas. I mean, he would have been a good option to try to at least get the Longhorns back where they was at. And I don't even like the Longhorns.
How old is Mac Brown? Ain't Mac Brown about 90? I don't know.
No, I don't think of that old. I mean, he's still coaching at with the Tar Heels right now and got them rolling.
That's true. Better than
the Tar Heels are rolling.
Better long. I just feel like A&M don't sleep on them because it's gonna be hard to recruit in the state of Texas. It's gonna be hard to recruit. Texas has a fight on their hands just in recruiting. They fighting Oklahoma, they fighting all the people, and they struggle. And it's seen on the field.
Yeah, because if you want to play NC Texas, you running the A&M. And if you really want big, like you say, you going to OU, top two schools. They don't even want to come to little old Baylor no more. But that's another subject.
That is another subject. And criminal record. But with that being said, with that being said, I appreciate y'all for tuning in to us. We come back from break. It was 2 weeks. We're back in effect. We're gonna be going strong. We got the NBA to talk about sometime next week because KD, he's not playing right now on that COVID. He's been exposed, but the Nets, they don't look that bad, but maybe too early. I don't know. And no one wants James Harden. I don't know, but
and then not her balling tonight against my Mavericks.
No choice.
I think that's the case too, y'all. The Mavericks may not be as good as we think they really are, or the Clippers without Kawhi.
And with us, without Porzingis, we need Porzingis in there and healthy. And
is he still at Parkland? He said at Parkland we have.
He at Parkland. Nah, he good to go.
Oh, okay, he always on the hurt. He always on the injury report. So I didn't know.
As long as he's 100% healthy,
why you gotta be at Parkland? He can't be at Baylor.
I know that's why I was like, You see how he caught me in the shot? I was like, Parkland, what?
Like, man, man, talk to Mark Cuban about the staff doctors, man.
Right? If he had Parkland.
Man, COVID got everybody cutting back.
Right.
Hey, not too much on Parkland, man. My mama works there.
Like, I was born in Park.
Born at Parkland, and I'm all right.
But what I'm saying, he might well go to Parkland because he always at the hospital. He always at the hospital. So.
Yeah.
Well, that's our show for today. I want to appreciate y'all tuning in. Thank y'all. We're going to see y'all next week. Same time, same place. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you're on Facebook, please like, share, and follow our page. Please tell others about the show. If you got show ideas and so forth, please let us know. We want to make our show bigger and better, and so that we can reach those with the gospel. We may not always explain the plan of salvation, but we hope that you can see through our laughter and through our joy that, you know what, we love the Lord, and it's a great time to be in his name. Brothers, thank y'all for being with us. Let's salute them out.